Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. We're going to talk about XRP. We're going to talk about the crypto market, which hasn't been doing great recently. We'll talk about the catalyst that is coming this week. Yes, it is the Fed, and a little bit about Japan, carry trade, and all that. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile, mark it up, mark it down. It doesn't matter. We give a beautiful smile. Even if you're missing some teeth, it's okay. Don't forget to smash the like button. Very, very important. So everybody knows that you like the video. And let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $2.02, down 0.25% on the day. It's actually closer to $2.03 here for XRP. You can see that the top 100 is pretty red. Nothing bad happened, news-wise last night, and yet we continue with this wishy-washy up and down market, which, by the way, we kind of anticipated. It's not nothing that we weren't ready for. Those who are subscribed to the channel, those who are in the free Telegram group, the open community, if you're interested, link is in the description down below. You can join us. I update stuff, I update news, live, things that are happening. So if you're interested, come and join that. But the current situation is the crypto market is very frustrating. The crypto market is very annoying, right? When we look at it, sorry, I'm a little bit, my throat is a little bit scratchy. So if I have to cough in the middle, please give me some slack, right? It's, when we look at technical stuff and we look at everything, most of the moving averages are in the red, and you can see it's all the way on the strong sell, right, side. And XRP, same, right? When we're looking at the current situation, we know from history has told us that when we are in these kinds of zones, we are primed for a comeback, right? Doesn't mean that it's going to happen today, tomorrow, or the next day, but we know that we historically jump off of these things. Now, last time we were in this kind of zone, XRP did make a movement from this low of about 23% in 24% in 3 days. Now, if you're able to, run with that move and you're using a little bit of X's there, you can, get a nice return. Now, if you are interested, our partner BYDFI will give the opportunity to do so. We still have this going on, this event. And if you're interested, you can sign up using my link and get a welcome bonus of up to 8K there. You go to my website, you scroll down here and you can sign up. You can go long, you can go short. This is another way to support the channel if you are interested. Link is in the description down below. Please trade responsibly. Again, I will get a commission, so thank you for that. Again, it's another way to support the channel. And if you do deposit over a certain amount, you can join our whale group. It's on the Telegram as well. So all the details inside the links and the description and the Telegram group, right? If we go and we look at the general market, it's, again, not great. We have the Fed meeting happening this Wednesday, right? And currently it is 82% of a Fed reduction, 4 days out, December 10th. So that's the date that we're going to be looking for. And I don't see the markets, doing anything, let's say, to the upside until December 10th, right? Because historically we have seen, and we'll find out Monday, right? Between Sunday and Monday, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We have seen historically before the Fed meeting a Monday morning sell-off. People reducing a little bit to the risk into that Monday morning. So again, we'll see what happens. And so any move that happens today or tomorrow, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because we have seen going into a Fed week, although it seems that the last time it was pretty, we knew kind of what was going to happen, but it was 2 months ago. Remember, there wasn't a meeting in November, if I remember correctly. So it was 2 months out, and the Fed was talking about what was going to happen, in 2 months, right? That they were thinking about not reducing interest rates in 2 months. Now that we're here, the probabilities are telling us yes, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But if we zoom out a little bit, right, and we look at what's happening, we have the SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, saying all US markets will be on chain within 2 years. We have the US SEC doing another crypto task force. It's holding a roundtable on financial surveillance and privacy on December 15th. So the SEC, and again, if I think about where we were last year in September, October, we were still, with Gary Gensler, and we were still with, a lot of uncertainty. And I think about it a lot, the second timeline, what would have happened, right? In all kinds of stuff. What would have happened in that second timeline if, we weren't where are now? You understand, right? And so it's very interesting to see what will potentially happen here. Again, not today, tomorrow, or next week, but more 2, 3 years down the line. Hopefully, you're still here with me. By the way, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you keep coming back to see my beautiful face, it's a little slimmer now, right? I came back from Thailand, I gotta tell you. And I went and I saw some pictures of my physique. I know I'm near 40, but still. And I was like, I know, I gotta make a change. So I've been working out, eating right. Could basically say I'm doing like a keto diet, I think, right? That's not officially what I'm doing, but I saw something about it and then I read and I was like, oh, that's basically what I'm doing without thinking about it. But it will be very interesting to see how the markets play out again in the short term. Long term, again, I am still very, very bullish in the market. Again, this is just my opinion. This is just what I think about the market. This video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. Those are scammers. Those are imposters. We've got a lot of them removed. I found a source here that is helping me out, like a government source. But they pop up. If you see any of them, report them. Okay. Only my official links are here on the page. I have X link and this YouTube page, and that's it. Anywhere else, it's not me. Okay. And so very, very interesting to see, what happens here in the markets. We continue to see, lots of money flowing in. Billionaire, a Trump backer just went into crypto. Andy Beal, worth over 9 billion, is coming into the crypto market. We're seeing Schwab opening. We're seeing what's happening with the CFTC, which we'll get to in just a second. And we're seeing, volumes that are declining in the last 24 hours, and XRP's volume is up, right? Which is interesting. But the total volume is still pretty low, okay? Because price action is weak, and I don't know, winter? I don't know. Here it's kind of been weird. It's been kind of very nice. Today it's supposed to rain, but it seems that the winter has shifted a little bit over the past few years. Usually by my birthday, it was kind of cold, and the past few years, it's kind of shifted into mid-December until it gets kind of cold. But I read most of you are in the US. There's going to be a vortex. What's it called? Arctic vortex? No, what's it called? I forgot. But it's going to be very cold. I remember one year back about 20 years ago, I was in the US and there was one of those. I was in Kansas, in Overland Park, those of you who know. And there was one of those and it was super cold. So any of you that are experiencing that, like in mid-America, I think it's where it's supposed to hit. um, stay warm, right? Stay warm. So I don't know if it's that or just the global market is kind of freaking out about Japan and the carry trade and what can happen, and will the new Japanese government start raising interest rates? What's going to happen there? And so that is a concern on what's happening. What will Japan do? And that is weighing on the crypto market. Not so much the stock markets, which is interesting. You might say, well, the stock market, the U.S. stock market, the S&P 500, it's a lot more affected what happens in the U.S. Yes, when in 2024, the last time that they raised interest rates, we saw that big sell-off, August of 2024. Stocks pull back, but they recovered after that. So I think that that's maybe the thinking behind there. And crypto, which is a risk asset, is taking the biggest hit, probably also because a lot of the Japan money was coming into crypto because of the high potential of it when we were at zero interest rate in Japan or even negative at some times. So they went to high risk assets, which was crypto at the time, that had the potential of big gains. So that's usually the first that gets sold off. That's just how it is. I just saw something yesterday that a lot of meme coins that even last year, like in November, were doing so amazing. Right now that a lot of risk has been removed, they lost significant amount of value because those are the ones that have the potential to go up the most, but also the most that have the risk of selling off the most because people say, oh, it's not a long-term investment really. So that's what we have seen, and that's very interesting. The ones that when the market heats up, they can go up the most. They also have the most risk. This is just how it is in the markets, and that's very important to remember. Talking about XRP and the Bitnomial, right? We talk about the CFTC. Interesting. They already established a regulatory XRP spot market on the U.S. commodity rules, a major step toward deeper institutional access and clear regulatory alignment. What's also interesting there is that Ripple, right, invested $25 million into them. And, potentially maybe we could get some of their exchange volume flowing on XRPL. Maybe we'll see what happens with that. We know that Ripple has been gearing up to become a juggernaut in the institutional money transfer ecosystem. And I think over the next year, we're going to see a lot of new deals, a lot of new announcements from Ripple. And that's going to be very interesting to see again what happens. So we have this week again, the real thing, I didn't even look at the calendar because the real thing that is going to have effect on the market is there's nothing. Job openings, delayed report on Tuesday, but really nothing on Monday. And then, of course, the FOMC decision there at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. That's going to be the big thing. So we'll see how all of that plays out. It's going to be very, very interesting. And again, I've told you this before. To the difference between XRP at 2 to 220 to even 250 to $3, right? It's only changing numbers on my portfolio, right? But if you're a long-term investor, right? Short term, if you're day trading, if you're swing trading, yes, of course, all these movements, they matter. But if you're long term, right, and you have a plan in place or you have your specific, frame that you're working with, then there's always going to be ups and downs. It never goes up in a green line, right? It never goes like this is normal. Yes, we have been consolidating between 2 and 3 or 2 and 3.5 for a while now. But even like about a year. Wow. Okay. But this happens. Like this happens. We were here. We were at 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents for a long time. Bitcoin has these phases in any market where it consolidates for a while, and then there's breakouts. Right? This is just how it is. This is how markets work. This is how markets develop. This is how markets change. So this is part of the game. Okay, it's very, very important to remember that. Anybody that's feeling a little bit, I don't have any more strength. I don't want to be in this market anymore. It's so annoying. This is the feeling that we usually get when we're very close to some sort of breakout. This is just what I've seen in the past. It might take a month or two. It might go into next year. I don't know. But I'm ready for that and I'm prepared for that. And I'm okay with that happening because, in my experience, I've seen these things happen before. And I don't get deterred. I just have a plan in place and I try to make the benefit of a sticky situation. Okay. Again, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Don't forget to smash the like button and drop a comment. It's 94.5 Hot Tunes. I don't know why I went into that voice. Everybody, now's the time to listen to some smooth tunes. I'm sorry for that. Just playing around a little bit. It's Saturday. It's okay. We can have some fun. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.